Okay guys, let's get started on some mobility. So what we're gonna do first are some rock backs, okay? These target the adductors, those inner thighs, okay? They work really hard when we run, all right? And so a lot of people will feel tightness. So let's do a little bit of mobility to kind of loosen them up, okay? So you're gonna start out on one knee. You're gonna put one leg out to the side, and the goal is to kind of rock your hips back and forth, okay? Now you should feel this really good, right? On that inner thigh. This is adductors, right? Rocking back, just kind of loosening and stretching them up, okay? So you can do about 10 on each side. We're just gonna go through these quickly. You can do them on your own, okay? I like to start with these. All right, switch sides. Again, working your way in, okay? I'm not even sitting all the way back on my heels. You can if you want, but you don't have to, okay? You can just kind of give it a gentle rock, forward and back with the hips, okay? I'm supporting myself on my hands. I don't worry about how far I can sit back. That's not the point, okay? So if you want to see from the side what I'm doing, right? It's just this rocking motion, targeting those inner adductors, okay? Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna show you some more favorite moves. Ready? So if you're into yoga, you know the downward facing dog pose. Let's get into that pose, okay? So for this one, we're in that pose, but what I want you to do is squat down, okay? This is like a bear squat, okay? So we're in the bear type of position with the booty back, pushing up. I love this one for mobility, okay? You can pedal the back feet, get into downward facing dog, okay? And I'm just pedaling those back feet, kind of stretching out the calf muscles, okay? Can roll this foot to stretch the shin on the front of the leg, okay? Okay, can drop it back down. Do some nice cat and cow if you're not familiar with this. Sucking the chest, lifting the belly button up, rolling it right out. Two opposing motions here to open up the core, the shoulders, the back. Okay, let's move on to some of those legs. Are you ready? Choose a leg, throw it forward, okay? Now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lean forward, okay? Kind of this rocking, leaning forward. If your knees hurt doing this on the ground, on your yoga mat, you can put a pillow or roll up a towel to put under those knees, okay? So this helps us stretch the hip flexors, okay? You should feel this stretch going down through what we would say is that hip flexor region, okay? So again, kind of pushing forward. You can lift those arms up and really get into it, okay? Now something I like to do here in this hip flexor stretch, okay, is I like to take the front leg and kind of angle it both directions and get a stretch that way, okay? So I'm gonna angle it towards the back and stretch. It kind of targets different hip areas. Okay, back to the center. Okay, now I'm gonna do it this way. You may take a little hand stabilization, okay? Now if you cross over this way, you can feel it in the outer glute medius, okay? So let's do that one more time. Use those hands to stabilize. Okay, regular hip flexor stretch. You're gonna angle towards the back to the center, and over to the side. Use those hands if you need them. Okay, Now, while I'm in this position, before we leave this position, we're gonna stretch out the hamstring, okay? Like in a half split. So we're gonna take this leg and shoot it out straight, okay? And we're gonna lean over. Ooh, you should feel that in the hamstring and glute. You can point and flex your toes to really work those muscles, okay? You can sit in this one for a while, hold it, really stretch those hamstrings, okay? Okay. Again, kind of giving it some movement here by flexing and pointing the toes. All right. Once you're satisfied with that stretch, you can come back to the hip flexor stretch position. And what we're gonna do, you may want, and I kind of want, something to go under my knee, but I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna, ow, okay? What we're gonna do is called the couch stretch that really targets the quads and the hip flexors here that are so important, especially for my trail runners, okay? So what that involves, you may want to prop yourself up with something you can hold on to, a wall, a chair, a block, okay? But basically we're going to lift up this back foot, okay? So it's gonna look like this. It's gonna hurt a little bit with my knee being so flat on the ground. Okay, so you can see that I am going to turn my torso towards the front and I am going to stretch this leg. Again, put a pillow under that knee. This is a couch stretch, okay? And it really works well to stretch the quad, the hip flexor. This can actually help prevent runner's knee and help loosen up all of this tightness, okay? So if you're comfortable there, I'm not gonna hold it, with your pillow, your towel, hold that stretch a good long while, okay? All right, you ready? Let's move on and do the other side, okay? Other side, hip flexor. Let's just go through it together, right? Hip flexor, really lean into it, okay? You can do some turning of the torso here, okay? All right, remember that we're gonna angle out and then back to the center and then angle out this way, okay? Back to the center. Throw those arms up and really reach your chest up to kind of magnify that stretch. Oh yeah, okay. One more time with the angling, here we go. All right, here, and to the side. Okay. All right, remember that half split? We're gonna stretch out the hamstrings and glutes, so straighten that leg out in front of you, and we're gonna kind of lean over it, hinging over, right? The hips, hinging over, kind of lowering our chest down as far as we're able. Mine are really tight, you guys. I just came off of a big month of racing. I am super tight. This feels good, but I can't go very low, okay? All right. Again, flexing and pointing that toe, okay? All right. Whew. That one you may want to hang out in a long time, right? In that position. Okay, let's do that couch stretch. Again, this is gonna hurt my knee. Should have brought a pillow. Okay, so we're gonna go up with this. All right. This side I'm a little wobbly on. You may have to hold on to something. So I highly recommend using a prop if needed. Okay. And I really recommend holding that one a long time. I'm not gonna do it because it's killing my knee right now. So put a soft surface down. You can do it on your couch if you want, hence the couch stretch name, okay? Another way, if you're like, Lauren, I can't get into that position, something else you can try is laying on your side, grabbing that foot, okay? Gently pulling back, and you should feel that stretch here, okay? Kind of in the quads and hip flexors. Okay, that works too if you're having trouble getting comfortable, getting stable in that couch stretch, okay? Okay. So some other things. Let's do a few other things to kind of target all those muscles and tendons in our legs, okay? So let's go back to that downward facing dog. And again, it doesn't have to look perfect. Mine doesn't look perfect, okay? But your goal is to, right? Your feet are planted down, your hands are planted down. You're trying to make this triangle with your body, right? Lift the hips up, point the belly button backwards. All right, so we can pedal again, right? We can do that bear squat again. Love that one. Okay. One more thing I'd like to do is a lying stretch. Okay, we're gonna lie on our back. And we're gonna start off in a figure 4, okay? So take a leg, put the ankle on the opposite knee, okay? And we're gonna lay back. I got the sun in my eyes. And what I want you to do is to gently grab behind this leg. And you can even use your elbow to push this bent leg out, push the knee back a little. And you should feel this stretch in the back of your leg going up to the glute, through your hip medius, right? We're getting the sides, the hips. Okay, the figure 4 or thread the needle stretch. Okay, what you can also do is that leg, you see the one that's going up and down? Yeah, just kind of give that a good hamstring stretch while you're here, okay? So again, another one that's fun to kind of lay in for a little bit. We can switch sides, okay? So again, play around with it, have some fun. All right. Okay. After you feel satisfied with that one, we're going to end it with just some dynamic straddle stretching. And again, don't worry about how flexible and how far your reach is. The point is to really open up your hips, give your hamstrings, your glutes, your hips a little bit of a stretch, okay? So now that we're kind of warm, we've been moving, we're going to kind of do this dynamic stretch where we're reaching to the center and over to each leg. And I like to kind of just lean and make it dynamic, okay, instead of holding. Okay. Again, you'll see I'm not even worried about getting myself all the way over my leg. My flexibility is not there at this point in time. My legs are really tight, but I'm going to give them some love, okay? All right, a few more times. All right. Okay. I like to end in child's pose because it's also a really great stretch for your shins, right? Our shins go through a lot with running. A lot of, time if you're running on the pavement for sure, but even in trail running, right? They really do get worked over. So we're gonna stretch them out by toes down, right? And we're gonna lean back and you'll feel, right, that stretch through the top of your foot and into the shin. And we're just going to kind of lay here, stretching out. Gives the back some time to kind of unravel and loosen up, okay? You can get fancy with it and take an arm and stick it under and twist. Get a little rotational stretch through your back and shoulders. And do the other side. All right, and this is a good one to hang out in as long as you feel comfortable, okay? All right, guys, that is my mobility routine that I do almost every day after running. Sometimes I'll follow this up with some foam rolling as well, all right? Let me know if you have any questions.